900 iron chariots. For 20 years, the most terrifying military force in the ancient world crushed an entire nation beneath its wheels. The roads were abandoned, the people hid. Their prayers seemed to disappear into silence. But when God decided to answer, He didn't send a king. He didn't send a warrior. He sent a woman sitting under a palm tree, a general who was afraid, and another woman, at home, with a tent peg. This is the story of Deborah, Barak, and Jael. The Book of Judges describes this era with a line that feels almost like a shudder. Everyone did as they saw fit. No king, no order, no anchor. Israel had drifted from their God, and that spiritual fracture made them fragile. Their enemies knew it. King Jabin of Canaan moved in, and with him came the man who would become the face of 2 decades of suffering, his military commander, General Sisera. Sisera wasn't just powerful. He was dominant in a way that felt final. 900 iron chariots. Imagine the sound of them rolling into a valley, the ground shaking, the glint of metal catching sunlight for miles. In an age before standing armies and advanced weaponry, iron chariots were the ancient equivalent of fighter jets, and Sisera had 900 of them. The Israelites abandoned the main roads entirely. Travelers crept along winding back paths, moving in the shadows. Their warriors? Demoralized. Their leaders? Silent. 20 years passed this way. But in the hill country of Ephraim, between the towns of Ramah and Bethel, sat a woman who was anything but silent. Her name was Deborah. She was a prophetess, a judge. And in a nation with no functioning leadership, she had become the seat of wisdom for an entire people. They came to her from every direction: disputes, decisions, questions of law, cries for justice. And she heard them all under a palm tree that the ancient texts would later name after her, the Palm of Deborah. She was, in the truest sense, the leader Israel didn't know it needed. And God spoke to her. The word that came was specific, urgent. It had a name attached to it. Deborah sent for a man named Barak, son of Abinoam, from the tribe of Naphtali. The message she carried was not from her. It was from God himself. Go, take 10,000 men from the tribes of Naphtali and Zebulun. March to Mount Tabor. I will draw Sisera, his chariots, his entire army, to the Kishon River, and there I will give them into your hand. The plan was handed to him. The promise was attached. All that was required was obedience. But Barak stood there, and he looked at the math. 10,000 foot soldiers, on one side, 900 iron chariots, on the other. He wasn't a coward. Fear isn't cowardice. But he was honest about what he felt. If you go with me, I will go, he told Deborah. But if you don't go with me, I won't go. He needed her there. Her presence, her faith, was the only assurance he could hold on to. Deborah agreed, but she answered him with a prophecy he probably didn't expect. Very well, I will go with you. But because of the way you are going about this, the honor will not be yours. The Lord will deliver Sisera into the hands of a woman. He thought she meant herself. He was wrong. The call to war went out across Israel. Some answered. The tribes of Zebulun and Naphtali came, warriors who risked their very lives, as the later victory song would put it. The tribe of Ephraim came, Issachar came, Benjamin came. But others didn't move. Reuben sat with his sheep. Dan stayed with his ships. Asher kept to his coast. The Song of Deborah, written in the aftermath of this battle, doesn't spare them. Their inaction was recorded, named. It would echo through generations. But 10,000 men did march, and they gathered on the heights of Mount Tabor, looking down into the wide, open valley below. The valley where Sisera's chariots were waiting. Sisera watched the Israelites assemble on the mountain and felt nothing but confidence. Valley ground, open space. This was his terrain. This was where iron chariots were made to fight, rolling, unstoppable, through flat land. He marshaled his entire force by the Kishon River, and prepared to end this rebellion before it started. Then Deborah spoke. "Go! This is the day the Lord has given Sisera into your hands. Has not the Lord gone ahead of you?" Barak descended. 10,000 men poured down the slopes of Mount Tabor, and the sky opened. The ancient poetry records it in dramatic, cosmic terms. The stars fought from heaven. From their courses, they fought against Sisera. The Kishon River, swollen with torrential rain, swept through the battlefield. The ground, flat and firm a moment before, turned to mud. 900 iron chariots began to sink. The wheels that had terrorized a nation for 20 years churned helplessly in the muck. Sisera's greatest weapon had become his greatest trap. The Canaanite army, facing foot soldiers from the high ground and a flooded battlefield below, collapsed entirely. The rout was total, absolute. The army of Sisera was destroyed, and Sisera himself jumped down from his chariot and ran. He ran until he found what he thought was safety: the tent of Jael, wife of Heber the Kenite. Heber's clan had a peace treaty with King Jabin. They were neutral. Sisera knew this. As far as he was concerned, this tent was a sanctuary, a place where no one would look for him and no one would touch him. Jael came out to meet him. "Come in, my lord. Come in. Don't be afraid." She covered him with a blanket. When he asked for water, she gave him warm milk instead, a luxury, a comfort, something to help him sleep. She stood at the entrance of the tent, standing guard. He fell into a deep, exhausted sleep, the sleep of a man who believed he had survived. And while he slept, Jael picked up two things: a tent peg and a hammer. These were the tools she knew. A nomadic woman, skilled with her hands, practiced in the labor of making and breaking camp. She had done this 1,000 times. She drove the tent peg through Sisera's temple. He died. The great general, the terror of a nation, the man with 900 chariots, killed in his sleep by a woman with a hammer and a stake. Not long after, Barak arrived at Jael's tent, still in pursuit of his enemy. Jael stepped outside to meet him. "Come," she said simply. "I will show you the man you are looking for." He stepped inside. And there, on the floor of that tent, lay General Sisera, dead, the tent peg still in his head. Deborah's prophecy, "The honor will go to a woman," hadn't meant Deborah at all. It meant Jael. The man Barak had marched to face, the commander of the most feared army in the region, had been conquered not on a battlefield but in a tent. Not by a general, but by a woman who was never supposed to be part of this story. King Jabin's power was broken. The oppression that had lasted 20 years crumbled in a single day, and the land had peace for 40 years. To honor it all, Deborah and Barak wrote a song. The Song of Deborah, found in Judges chapter 5, is considered one of the oldest pieces of poetry in the entire Bible. Scholars date it to within living memory of the events it describes. It's raw, it's fierce. It praises the tribes who came, it names the ones who didn't, and it ends with a haunting detail. Sisera's own mother, waiting at a window, watching the road, wondering why her son hasn't returned home yet. The song is a reminder. History remembers everyone. This story is about what happens when God uses the people everyone overlooked. A judge no one expected to lead, a general who was afraid and went anyway, a woman at home who saw a moment and acted. Deborah, Barak, and Jael, 3 ordinary people, 1 extraordinary deliverance. Village life in Israel ceased until I, Deborah, arose a mother in Israel. Judges 5:7. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs a reminder that God often uses the people the world has underestimated. Like, subscribe, and we'll see you in the next story.